Okay, I guess we'll call that as on. Welcome to my world. And how is yours? I had a beautiful night. I also woke up to finding out we had a bunch of new solar activity. How about you? The nice thing about that is that it gave us an idea of what the coming week's going to be like. Guess what? Lots of new energy coming. The sun is about to have a huge influence on our lives. Do you know how that happens? Well, it's kind of crazy, but we're connected electrically. Now, I'm going to go ahead and shave as I talk about this morning affair and what it's going to lead to. We're just now feeling the last of that other bout we had, where about 2 weeks ago, if you remember, I was proposing to you that this is going to change things on the planet. That the electrical storms, volcanoes, the rainstorms, the flooding, it's going to intensify. And it did, but that's just the lead up, remember? I know you forgot. I made those little prophecies last year. They're all coming true by the end of June. It was June 7th. And so we're leading into this July 4th. And this week, the rest of this month, wow, so much stuff. So much stuff. How many of you are having premonitions or dreams or the calling to maybe get your ass in gear and do something, as opposed to just sitting around? In other words, getting prepared. How many of you are getting prepared? What's that mean? Got a little extra water on hand, food, a plan just in case you lose power. Right in the midst of the summer and the heat, like all these people that are getting stormed on. The most tornadoes we've ever had. Isn't that strange? Imagine. And flooding, hey, you ain't seen all of it yet. We had that day last week, we had 7 hours and 4 inches of rain. Luckily, many years ago, when I was building Walden Pond, the first time, it blew out because of a rainstorm like that, 5 inches. I think that was the year we had 11 inches in 2013 or so, in a matter of a week. It was crazy. But guess what? My new dam takes it, no trouble at all. It has all sorts of ways of releasing the extra water. Even with the beaver doing all his work. And he is definitely doing a bunch of it. So the idea behind this is all the water, the reason we're capturing it is in Texas you get a whole bunch of it fast and you don't get any for a long time. It gets really hot. And so whatever water you do have saved, if it's not flowing or moving and it gets stagnant, it evaporates, you got nothing left. Now if you capture enough, naturally, in ponds and all shoreline and all that, then it comes out like a dew, like a rainwater in the mornings, where I can walk, even though there's been no rain, I can walk to work in the morning at 6:30, 7 o'clock, through the woods and through the grasses, and get my shoe and moccasins soaking wet. Because there's so much moisture on the ground from overnight. It comes up out of the ponds like a mist, and then settles on everything around it. The mists of Avalon. So in the midst of all that, we got flowers and grass and incredible amount of grass. We had to mow it. The wildflowers are gone, so we went ahead and got rid of them. What's left over, whoa. And it turns out there's a lot of scorpions this year. Everybody's talking about the grasshoppers. We got an incredible amount of grasshoppers. We've got an incredible amount of, not just grasshoppers, scorpions. We have probably the worst outbreak I've seen in years, decades. A full decade. At least probably 2011, the last time we saw this kind of bad grasshoppers. They've stripped everything. It has some beautiful mammoth sunflowers. They just stripped them. Now they don't touch the Texas sunflowers and bloodweed, oddly enough. But man, mama's sunflowers, some of those mammoths rather, they're from Russia and other places. They obviously don't have grasshoppers. Or you have to use poison. And we try not to use poison. That's a real big thing here. Because you end up killing everything else. So, killing grasshoppers is harder than keeping them away from the plants. So we're now focusing on trying to keep them away from the plants. And I got some cool ideas I'll take and shoot some pictures up for you. But we're about to the 7-minute mark. And I've almost completed my shave. Isn't that cool? I want to tell you, though, if you didn't feel the high energy from the solar storms yesterday on the planet, geomagnetic storms, great. Today we got proton storms, which I actually feel energized by. But we're going to soon have more serious electron storms, coronal mass ejections, hitting us. And that's going to be those hydrogen ions. They're going to hit the surface up in the atmosphere and break apart all that CO2 everybody's complaining about and other things, and then cause it to be carbon and oxygen molecules that'll then break up and form hydrogen and oxygen combos, which turns out to be water. And we have more water, which means more rain, which means more wonderful things because that's energized water. It comes out of the earth and creates life. It has information in it. Information, unfortunately, not always just create life better for us, but it also creates better life for grasshoppers and for cicadas and for scorpions and for all sorts of pestilence that you might have read about in the past when these extremely energetic times come. Now, what are you doing with your energy? What are you doing with this power that's flowing into us? If you got your feet on the ground and you're grounding, you're earthing, what are you doing with it? Are you getting better? Better and better and better? Stronger? You should be. If I could do it going on 69 years old, you could do it as a younger person. That's what we're here for. To be examples. How can you make the world better by being a better you? Think about that today. You have all the power coming at us. What are you going to do with it? Thank you. You have a good day, guys. And if you would, just for change of pace, hit the like button maybe, if you lasted this long. Not very many people seem to get a chance to show anything or express anything or make a comment. But if you would, I would really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the energy. It's coming on you, whether you like it or not. It'll be here soon.